Hello and welcome. You're watching News9 Live with me, Neha Khanna, and joining me here in the studio is my colleague Brijesh Pandey. On the show, we're going to decode for you the one election that all of India is talking about. Now, the crucial elections in Karnataka are just a couple of weeks away. It's a high-stakes battle, and leading the charge for the ruling BJP is former Chief Minister BS Yediyurappa. While the 80-year-old leader is not contesting these elections and is not the chief ministerial face either, he remains the BJP's tallest leader in the southern state and represents the predominant Lingayat community, which has held sway over Karnataka politics for a long time now. His son B.Y. Vijender is contesting from Shikaripura, the constituency that Yediyurappa has held for decades. Speaking to the media in recent days, the former chief minister has expressed confidence that the Saffron party will return to power, even though for the last 30 years, no incumbent party has been voted back to power by the people of Karnataka. When asked about the recent high-profile exits of Lingayat leaders Jagdish Shettar and Lakshman Sawadi from the BJP, Yediyurappa sought to play down the issue, saying he was 100% confident that it would have no adverse impact on the party's electoral prospects or the support it enjoys among the powerful Lingayat community. The BJP has dropped several senior leaders from its list of candidates, this time opting for younger leaders and fresh faces in an attempt to offset anti-incumbency. With concerns being expressed privately over whether the exits of senior Lingayat leaders could hurt the party, both Yediyurappa and Home Minister Amit Shah are launching a massive outreach to appease the Lingayat mutts. The BJP is giving representation to various castes in these elections, with Lingayats getting the lion's share of tickets. Interestingly and significantly, BS Yediyurappa has taken a strong stand on an issue that has generated huge controversies in Karnataka and nationally, and it's a stand that actually contradicts that of most BJP leaders in the state. Yediyurappa says he does not agree with the Tipu versus Savarkar narrative and does not approve of the stand of his party leaders on the Hijab and Halal row. In recent interviews, the former chief minister has categorically stated, and I quote, "I am not going to support such things. If other leaders in the party support these issues, it is not right. I will talk to them and warn them not to talk in this manner." The question we're asking is this: can the BJP buck the trend and win a second consecutive term in the high-stakes battle for Karnataka? Let's go straight across to our panel of guests. Joining me on the show, BS Arun, senior journalist, joining us from Bengaluru. Also with us, Bhaskar Hegde, editor of TV9 Kannada Digital. And as I mentioned, here with me in the studio is my colleague Brijesh Pandey. Brijesh, let me start with you. A lot to unpack here. A lot has been said about how these high-profile exits of Lingayat leaders, including former Chief Minister Jagdish Shettar, could hurt the BJP significantly. Yediyurappa is putting up a brave front, saying, "I am 100% confident there will be no impact." But do you think that's just bravado? And is there an undercurrent of fear? Because there is talk of the BJP launching a massive outreach to the Lingayats, especially the mutts.
Well, BJP would anyway launch a massive reach out to the Lingayat Mutt because they play a dominant role as far as the politics of Karnataka is concerned. But Neha, one thing is very important. Jagdish Shettar, before he was denied ticket and he went to separate ways, BS Yediyurappa came on record, said that, he has spoken to the party top brass and is 99% sure that Jagdish Shettar will get the ticket. So, him saying that Jagdish Shettar's exit is not going to harm BJP or no Lingayat leader is going to go ahead and support him is basically more of a bravado. And the reason is that the BJP is also rattled because of the fact that, the Jagdish Shettar, you don't know the extent of the damage he's going to cause. But the fact is that, him exiting the BJP will definitely help the Congress narrative that, Lingayats are not given the kind of respect which they deserve. And this is the reason, if you remember, a week back, there was a social media push by the BJP that how tall Lingayat leaders are actually being insulted by the BJP, starting from Yediyurappa himself downwards. So, the BJP has a tough task at its hand. The party top brass doesn't want to give out an impression that, that all is not well as far as their Lingayat connect is concerned, because no senior Lingayat leader has come out, or Seer or anybody has come out and has denounced Jagdish Shettar or says that, anything of that sort will happen. So I think, it's this exit of Jagdish Shettar has definitely cleared the pitch, and the BJP is trying to put up a brave front. Tomorrow Amit Shah comes, and the massive outreach you are talking about will start from tomorrow onwards.
Well, it is quite interesting, Brijesh. Whatever BS Yediyurappa may say, it does look like there is palpable nervousness in the BJP ranks following the exit of Jagdish Shettar. What impact could it have on the electoral prospects of the ruling party? Let me take this across to BS Arun. Mr. Arun, yes, BS Yediyurappa is the tallest BJP leader in the state. He also represents the predominant Lingayat community. He insists Shettar's exit will make no difference. But do you agree with Brijesh, who says that, well, things on the ground seem to be rather different? You have everyone from Yediyurappa to Home Minister Amit Shah reaching out to the Lingayat community at a time when the Congress is building this narrative that Lingayats are being insulted by the BJP. And let's not forget that Karnataka does seem to have a revolving door policy, because, correct me if I'm wrong, for the last 3 decades, they haven't voted back to power a single incumbent party.
Yes, I agree with Brijesh also. The thing is, this area where Jagdish Shettar and Lakshman Sawadee come from, is a strong BJP area, and also strong with the Lingayat population there. They matter a lot in most of the constituencies. And this area where these two leaders come from is also called Kittur, Karnataka. And it has 50 seats, in this region. It is closer to the Bombay, it's the Maharashtra border with Karnataka. And having said that, Jagdish Shettar has been winning with about 25,000, 30,000 votes every time. He is a 6-time MLA, and also has the backing of the Mutts. But now he has gone away from the BJP, and BJP will try everything to ensure that the Mutts won't support him, who is in Congress now. But then, over the last few years, the party and people have been seeing some of the sort of insults done to the Lingayats, like Yediyurappa being removed from the chief ministry. At the same time, people also, the followers of Lingayat community, also know that Yediyurappa won't be the chief minister again, nor will he get any important post. So that is one reason where the Lingayats might think that what is the point in voting for the BJP if their own person like Yediyurappa may not become the chief minister. Other Lingayat leaders won't matter that much, because nobody can stand as tall as Yediyurappa in the BJP in Karnataka. So that is one major reason. And the other reason is, in the Lingayats, the subcastes also matter a lot. Here the interesting thing is, both Shettar and Yediyurappa belong to what is called Banajiga subcaste within the Lingayats. And these Banajigas are a dominant force, like the Panchamsalis in this region. Whereas Sawadee, he belongs to the Ganiga subcaste, which is not so powerful, population-wise. But then Sawadee also, though he got defeated in 2018, he carries a lot of weight. So in these, the 50 constituencies, the BJP last time had won about 35 seats. So you can imagine 35 as against some 14 seats of the Congress, to what extent the BJP had held sway over this area. But this time, the Congress is sort of determined, to wrest as many seats as possible, because these two leaders, have crossed over to the Congress. This is another major reason why the, and Congress has not spared, anything, not left any stone unturned from day one. They have been saying that, the insult to the Lingayats by the BJP is continuing. And, for this, they should now start looking at Congress. And Congress, as you may know, Lingayats have gone away from Congress ever since 1990s, early 90s. And that sort of became complete in the 1999 elections. And after that, they have not made a comeback to Congress. But Congress now thinks that this is the time when Lingayats will certainly look back towards Congress. And this is the best time for the Congress to gain the Lingayat votes. In the MLA elections, even a few percentage of votes in different constituencies matter a lot. And, a 5% shift, a 10% shift, we will certainly change the complexion of the game in MLA elections. So Congress is hopeful now. But
Okay.
of course, we have to wait till 10th.
Yes, we'll have to wait actually till the 13th to find out which way the Lingayat community is going to go. But it's interesting. You believe this is a good time for the Congress to woo back the Lingayats? And will the narrative that the Congress is seeking to set, that the Lingayats are being insulted by the BJP, sell in this election? Before I take this across to Bhaskar Hegde, I just want to mention a couple of statistics that are important. We're talking about how the Lingayats have held sway over Karnataka politics and played a very important role in determining the outcome of election after election over the years and decades in Karnataka. Why do we say that? Let's look at the community-wise seat share in the current assembly. Looking at the 2018 assembly elections, I'll not go through all the data, but let me just tell you that the Lingayats clearly dominate the assembly as well, with 38 MLAs belonging to the BJP, 21 to the Congress, 10% to the JDS. And now that we know that the BJP has announced its candidates for all the seats in Karnataka, a lion's share, make no mistake, has gone to Lingayats. But will that be enough to appease the community? Let me put that to Bhaskar Hegde. Bhaskar Hegde, the former Chief Minister Yediyurappa is putting up a brave front, claiming there will be no impact of the exits of tall Lingayat leaders like Jagdish Shettar and Lakshman Savadi from the party. But is that really true? We are given to understand that there was a meeting held at the former Chief Minister's residence last night with several Lingayat MLAs urging Yediyurappa and the party to take concrete measures to send out a message to the Lingayats that the Chief Minister will come from their community if the party wins. What more can you tell us?
Now, what the information you shared is absolutely right, exactly. I think BJP might have realized that things may go out of hand. Before that, they have to do some kind of course correction in between. So as a part of this, they held a kind of strategic meeting last night at Yediyurappa's residence. And majority of the Lingayat leaders attended. So they have suggested 3 or 4 major things. One is, if possible, you project a Lingayat leader as chief ministerial candidate. So that would automatically set at rest the narrative that the Congress tried to set it, number one. Number two, some of the initiatives taken by the BJP government, it should be taken to every nook and corner of the state. So there are 3 or 4 major decisions they have taken. This is the point number one. Point number two, to add to what Brijesh and Arun said, I would like to add one more point. See, BJP, in spite of now at slightly at the defensive side, BJP can project a Lingayat leader, whereas Congress, in spite of having a kind of narrative on its side, Congress can't project a Lingayat as a CM candidate. That's a major setback for the Congress because D.K. Shivkumar is a Vakaliga and Siddaramaiah is a Kuruba. Now, at this point in time, Congress has no move to project a Lingayat as a CM candidate. If it projects a CM candidate, Lingayat as CM candidate, in other words, both D.K. Shivkumar's prospects of D.K. Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah is out. So that Congress can't do. Congress can't afford to project a Lingayat as a CM candidate. So that's a major disadvantage the Congress has. So the BJP leaders have realized this, and that's what they discussed in the last night's meeting.
That's very interesting. But, Brijesh, let me take this to you. While, of course, Bhaskar has a point when he says that the Congress cannot afford to project a Lingayat leader as its CM face because then it stands to alienate and antagonize both D.K. Shivkumar and Siddaramaiah, who are obviously leading the charge for the party. But what about the BJP? Isn't it an equally big dilemma for the BJP? Do it, you're damned. Don't do it, you're damned. isn't that the reason why the sitting chief minister hasn't been projected as the chief ministerial face?
Usually, BJP doesn't announce anybody as their chief ministerial candidate, barring few exceptions. Whenever they go to poll, they keep that window open. In majority of the poll, they don't say that this person, if we win, is going to be or is going to continue as the chief minister. See, the interesting thing is that BJP's rise is also a story of how Lingayats have majorly backed them. And it makes sense for the BJP. If BJP announces a Lingayat candidate, it can actually calm the ruffled feathers in the Lingayat community, the seas and all the mutts, that Lingayat might not get the kind of lion's share or the kind of power and pelf they had when Yediyurappa was the chief minister. He's the tallest Lingayat leader, and also the fact that this is the reason why, Neha, that usually we see that when someone crosses 75, he's sent to the Margdarshak Mandal. But when Yediyurappa turned 75 and more, he was shifted to BJP's parliamentary board, which is the highest decision-making body in the Bharatiya Janata Party. Not only that, we saw the visuals of Prime Minister, holding his hand, according him, it's a very effusive and a warm welcome.
Home Minister Amit Shah visiting his residence.
And by sending a message that, that Yediyurappa still occupies the center stage as far as this narrative is concerned. But this is not cutting the kind of ice, the BJP would have hoped for. And this is the reason why this yesterday meeting becomes all the more crucial, because if they're not able to settle this Lingayat factor, the BJP may be in for a rude shock. And this is the reason why, it makes sense for the BJP to announce a Lingayat leader, or to calm down the nerves of the Lingayat leaders, supporters and mutts and seeds. But for the Congress party, it would boomerang very badly. If they allow anybody as the chief ministerial candidate, we'll see a sharp division in other castes, whether it's Vokalingas or the Dalits or the other castes. It can backfire majorly. So for the
it's bad enough that DKS and Siddaramaiah are busy fighting it out as it is.
Any party, Neha, if it's a strong, vibrant party, will have at least 2 to 3 claimants to the post of chief minister. There's not a single state, there's not a single party in which this doesn't happen. It's not that like, Yediyurappa was the sole claimant, or, when they make Bomai, he was the most deserving rising star and all. So there are very various factors which comes into play, when you select a chief ministerial candidate. But I think, for the Congress, which is on the upswing, it could boomerang badly more for the Congress than for the BJP. And this is the reason why, Congress is completely not taking that claim. But Jagdish Shettar joining them definitely queers the pitch as far as the BJP is concerned.
It queers the pitch for the BJP. Does it also queer the pitch for DKS and Siddaramaiah? We don't know. Time will tell. But let me take this to BS Arun. Mr. Arun, Bhaskar and Brajesh both agree that while the Congress is absolutely in no position to project anyone as a CM candidate, it only stands to lose if it does that. For the BJP, it does make sense to project a Lingayat leader as its CM face. That is a demand that is being made by the Lingayat MLAs of the party. But do you really see that happening? And also, Brajesh mentions how at the age of 80, the former Chief Minister BS Yediyurappa, the tallest Lingayat leader in the state, continues to play an active role in electoral politics, even though he's not contesting. Would you want to stick your neck out and tell us if there is an outside chance that if the BJP were in fact to return to power, we could in fact see the return of Yediyurappa as Chief Minister? And also, where does all of this leave the current Chief Minister, Baswaraj Bomai?
So the thing is, I agree with both Brijesh and Bhaskar. But the thing is, I think BJP might wait for some more time. And if it, if it has to be done, if the party leaders say that, this is a must thing that should be done, and I think BJP will go for it. Because we have seen BJP can do anything, to wrest back the power. We have seen, many of their leaders were saying that, they are not for dynasty and all that. But if you see the candidate this time, they have given to sons, daughters-in-law, and all that. They have, there is no hesitation on the part of the BJP to do this. And the only factor is winnability factor. So when that is the, situation, and that is the stand that the party has taken, I don't see BJP, thinking greatly to ensure they coming back if the Lingayats are going to be the deciding factor. I think they will do it. They don't have to announce the name of the candidate. they have to just say that next CM will be from the Lingayat community. Already, already Bommai is the chief minister. He is the he is from the Lingayat community, and there are a couple of others who can be chief minister, as Brijesh has pointed out. So they need not have to point out this man is going to be the CM, but then this person from, I mean, the chief ministership will go to the Lingayat community, they might say. And, we have been seeing Lingayats as a chief minister like Yediyurappa and Jagdish Shettar and Bommai from the community, and there has been not much of a, sort of a backlash from other communities. So I think BJP will think that when this is the case, they can as well announce and wrest back the support from the Lingayat community. This may very well happen, but I think we may have to wait for a few more days because BJP might take out a survey and all these things they might do.
Yes, BJP is of course one party that does go by surveys. Bhaskar, would you want to stick your neck out for us and tell us whether you believe the BJP is likely to announce, if not a CM candidate, at least that the candidate or the CM, if they come back to power, will be from the Lingayat community? Both Brijesh and Mr. Arun seem to think that that could work really well for the party. It's all about winnability at the end of the day, and the BJP would really stop at nothing to, win power. But Brijesh also made the interesting point that traditionally the BJP has chosen in election after election not to project anyone as a CM candidate. How do you see this panning out for the Saffron Party? Elections are of course still 2 weeks away.
Yeah, Neha, one thing I think we have to take into consideration at this point in time, BJP central leadership will, if comes to certainly decide on the CM candidate, as Arun pointed out. They may not name the candidate, but they may go for they may go for the issue that next CM will be from Lingayat community. There is one more point to this, because in 12 months from now, we will have a general election, parliament general elections. And at that point, it's very, very crucial to get more votes, because Karnataka, you remember, 25 seats. BJP has 25 MP seats. And plus Sumalata, that is from Mandya, she has also joined BJP, that is 26. 26 seats is not a small number. So when you are taking into this kind of consideration and the caste calculation, obviously the BJP national leadership will think of parliament election also. So if they don't project a Lingayat CM, or if they don't make a Lingayat leader the CM, if they come back to power this time, so in the parliament election, Lingayats may punish BJP. That possibility can't be ruled out. So I think the BJP, what they do probably is, considering the 2024 in mind, they may take this calculation along with other, rainbow coalition, like, the central force, Lingayat as a central force, and SC, ST, OBC, various other microscopic minority OBCs as a kind of a rainbow partner. So that, I think that combination may work out for BJP. If that is the kind of strategy they will adopt, I think they may go for a Lingayat CM, not only for 2023 Karnataka, even for 2024 parliament election also, keeping that in mind, I think they may go for it.
That's an excellent point. Caste calculus is a very important factor, especially in Karnataka politics. Bhaskar says that this assembly election is going to in fact set the stage for the BJP for the 2024 parliamentary elections. As far as the state of Karnataka is concerned, therefore they cannot afford to antagonize the all-powerful Lingayat community. Therefore, are we going to see the BJP project a Lingayat leader as its CM face, and if not announce the name, are they likely to at least announce that the leader will be from this community ahead of the 10th May election? That still remains the million-dollar question. And of course, there seems to be consensus amongst our panelists that the BJP should do that in order to stay on in power. I think all three of you should be political advisors to the BJP in Karnataka. All right, before we take this conversation forward, I want to play out for our viewers a soundbite of Chief Minister BS Bommai. Listen into what he had to say.
50 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿನೂ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್. 50 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನೊಮ್ಮೆ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಕೇಳಬೇಡ ನೀನು. ಎರಡನೇದಾಗಿ 9 ತಿಂಗಳು ಅವ್ರು ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡ ರೀತಿ ವೀರೇಂದ್ರ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡ ರೀತಿ ಏರ್ಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕಿತ್ತಾಕಿದ್ರು. ರಾಜಶೇಖರ್ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡಂತ ರೀತಿ ಹಲವಾರು ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗಳಿದ್ದಾವೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಮುದಾಯಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಿಜೆಪಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾನ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳಿದೆ. ಅದು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ನೀಡಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ನವರು ದಲಿತರಿಗೂ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಲಿಂಗಾಯತರಿಗೂ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಹಿಂದೂ ವರ್ಗದವರಿಗೂ ಮೋಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ.
Okay, before I move on to the next topic of discussion, Brijesh, a quick reaction from you to what the Chief Minister there just said. The Congress is accusing the BJP of insulting Lingayats. You have the Chief Minister hitting back, saying the Congress never treated the Lingayats well, never chose one Lingayat Chief Minister in 50 years in the state. Does it look like the BJP is in fact now feeling the heat?
Well, definitely the BJP is on defensive, and you know, and the confidence is not stemming from the kind of statement that is coming, because usually, you know, when the BJP is confident, you can see the way they brush aside these kind of insinuations that, you know, whether the Lingayats are going to vote for them or not, and you know, desertions by Savadi and also Jagdish Shettar has definitely rattled the party, and there are many who may not walk the talk or who may not do what Shettar and others have done, but will they be participating that actively as they would have in a normal course of event is also very interesting. So I completely understand why Basavaraj Bommai is making that kind of statement, because you also want to remind the Lingayats that it is the BJP, you know, which has made your person as the chief minister of the candidate, chief minister of the Karnataka, and also the fact that, you know, that Yediyurappa was accorded such a a big position, a place of importance even after he was removed as the chief minister of Karnataka. Another Lingayat took his place. So they want to send this message to Lingayat community that come what may, you know, it is Lingayats which will become the chief minister of the Karnataka. This is something which the Congress has not done much. So this is messaging to the Lingayats that, you know, it helps their cause to be on the side of the BJP rather than to be on the side of the Congress. But the way things have moved out in the last 1 week or say a fortnight, you know, they're not that confident that this narrative will hold, you know, in the run up to the election.
Will this narrative work for the BJP in this election remains the million-dollar question. Of course, the BJP is seeking to offset anti-incumbency, as it were, by introducing younger faces and fresh faces, giving more tickets to younger people, and in the process sidelining and also upsetting many senior leaders of the party, some of whom have recently exited. I want to now move away from the Lingayat issue and talk about another issue that has been making headlines recently in the context of the Karnataka elections. BS Arun, let me come back to you this point. You know, this is something that I found absolutely fascinating. You have BS Yediyurappa, the former chief minister of Karnataka and the man who's leading the charge for the BJP in these elections, saying in interview after interview, I do not agree with the Tipu Sultan versus Veer Savarkar narrative. I do not approve of the stand taken by BJP leaders on the hijab row, on the halal row. He says, I don't support such things. I will talk to my leaders and warn them not to talk in this fashion. What do you make of this? I mean, the Saffron Party is so closely identified with these major controversies that have erupted in Karnataka, especially in the last 1 year, the hijab row, the halal row. Of course, Tipu Sultan, Veer Savarkar, that debate has been raging for a longer time now. But what do you make of the fact that Yediyurappa says, I do not approve of these kind of statements or the stand taken by BJP leaders?
This is very interesting. But then, you know, Yediyurappa has always been like this. He was never for, the communal issues. When the other BJP leaders used to speak, and he would always, sort of countenance it and say that, it should not be so. We all have seen the photographs of Yediyurappa participating in the Tipu Jayanti, and he wearing the skull cap, he wearing the green shawls. You know, we have seen all this, and Yediyurappa says what he wants to say, and this also shows that he won't go by the communal issues that BJP has often supported. The chief minister, when this hijab and halal issues had happened, Chief Minister Bommai went completely in support of that. And we have seen the BJP giving, removing the sitting candidate, sitting MLA in the Puttur constituency and giving that ticket to Udupi constituency and giving the ticket to Yashpal Suvarna, who was in the forefront and who was also, I think secretary of that school where the hijab issue took place. So these are going to show how BJP on the one side, strongly backing these forces, whereas Yediyurappa saying that we should not take that line. And, Yediyurappa finally might have his say because he has been, having that sort of a mindset and mentality and always for the, the different communities to live in harmony. But it's an irony that next to the coastal, districts, where the communal murders took place in the last, especially last year and before last year, the next district to have this sort of riots and the communal murders was the Shimoga district, which is helmed by Yediyurappa. It's his home district. His son is the MP. He himself was the MLA for so many terms. Yediyurappa could not control, despite his views like this, he could not control those communal riots. So this is an irony that Yediyurappa and the BJP will have to face. But it's interesting and also welcome to see Yediyurappa, repeatedly saying this.
Interesting and welcome to see Yediyurappa repeatedly making this assertion. Bhaskar and Brajesh, I want to come to you on this very crucial issue, starting with you, Bhaskar. There are two very significant developments that have taken place. I wonder if you would draw a link between the two. On the one hand, you have the former Chief Minister Yediyurappa saying in interview after interview, I do not approve of the BJP's stand on hijab and halal issues. Do you see Yediyurappa trying to distance the party from its Hindutva agenda on the eve of this election? And let's not forget, there's been another very interesting development. I would love to know, Bhaskar, what you make of it. Young BJP MP from Karnataka, Tejasvi Surya, finds that he is not on the list of star campaigners for the party in this election, and it has left many people stunned. Let's not forget, he is somebody who's often accused of being a motor mouth, has been accused of making very, very communal statements in the past.
Yeah, I agree with what Arun said, actually. It's irony that, the statement by Yediyurappa and the action on the ground, there seems to be mismatching. That said, I'd like to add 2 points here. One is, on a lighter note, we have to take it with a pinch of salt, and it's like a good cop, bad cop concept. In the sense, Yediyurappa can continue to say that we will not touch hijab, all those kind of very controversial issues, whereas all his party leaders, including Shobha Karandlaje, who was once very, very loyal to Yediyurappa, has been constantly touching upon these kind of issues. Not only Shobha, even many other leaders, local leaders, have been constantly discussing and debating, talking about these issues, including National General Secretary C.T. Ravi. So, in a way, it's like Yediyurappa being a good cop and some others being a good bad cop, on a lighter note. On a serious note, if I would like to add a kind of social issue, if you see the social history of Lingayats actually, they are not very communal in that sense. So Yediyurappa, coming from that particular community, I think he knows one thing. If I have to move my community back to BJP, the BJP's hardcore Hindutva plan might not sell among Lingayats in many consciences. It's better to be sober. It's better to be a kind of anti-hijab and this kind of stand to woo more Lingayats and OBC communities who are connected with, are living in harmony with Lingayats in North Karnataka. I think that could be the very major political strategy that Yediyurappa might have adopted to send this kind of message.
Okay, Rajesh, good cop, bad cop act by the BJP, that on the one hand, most of its leaders continue to aggressively pursue the party's Hindutva agenda, and now you suddenly have the party's tallest leader saying, I don't approve of any of this. Yediyurappa decides to put on a secular hat on the eve of this election. Do you think he will manage to pacify the minority communities with these utterances?
Well, I think, there's a saying which says that, the preachers say, do as I say, not as I do. So, Yediyurappa is doing the saying part, the party is doing the doing part. So, I agree with Bhaskar completely that, that Lingayats don't have that overtures, communal overtures to the level which we see in other parts, and they usually are at the middle of the road kind of a narrative. And the attempt by Yediyurappa is to get the Lingayats back into the fold, and this strategy appeals to them. But does the BJP endorses what Yediyurappa is saying? No. And how do you say that BJP doesn't endorse what Yediyurappa is saying? By giving ticket to Savarna, as said by BS Arun. So it's very clear that there are various factors at play. If you can say this and get X on your side, please feel free to do it. If you do this and get Y on your side, please feel free to do that. And this is what is at the play as far as the
whatever it takes to win an election.
Absolutely.
Right? And who knows that better than the BJP with its unmatched election machinery?
Not unmatched. See, the point is that they have worked hard at it. They have worked hard at it. You would not see BJP, you win one election, the very next day, they're working on another election. Yes. That's how they've become unmatched.
Yes.
Unlike other parties, where you win.
Invincible election machinery is what they're known as, especially the top two, Prime Minister Modi and Home Minister Amit Shah, they never rest.
It's not like the BJP has suffered embarrassing defeats. But the point is that, as a political party, which the full credit to where it is due, is that the party has never wallowed in self-grief or depression that, oh my God, we have lost election. You say for example, West Bengal. It was such an election of prestige for the Congress, for the BJP. Yes. Prime Minister went, Home Minister went, all the top BJP leaders, cabinet ministers were stationed there. They lost the election, and they lost the election badly. Next morning, they again started working at the scheme of things. How should we get back the West Bengal? This is, I think, which makes them completely different from the rest of the world. Whichever party is following that line of strategy, be it Aam Aadmi Party, be it Mamata Banerjee, be it other political parties down south, they are emerging victorious. If the Congress party is still not able to figure that whether the main guy wants to be an insider, outsider, or he's in still a process of reinventing himself. Yes. I mean, you can't blame others for that.
Absolutely. Rahul Gandhi has been reinventing himself for far too long now. That clearly hasn't helped the cause of the Congress. Last word to you, BS Arun. One quick question. What do you make of the fact, and I brought this up earlier on the show, that the people of Karnataka haven't voted back to power any incumbent party in the last 3 decades? Do you see that as being a significant issue in this election, or you think the BJP may well be in a position to buck the trend?
Well, it's difficult to say. We have seen in Kerala recently, the left front came back to power, because since I think 1972, Kerala never had the same party returning to power. History is there to change here in this context. But then history is important. BJP will have to buck that trend of, like Rajasthan. So here the thing is, the anti-incumbency is there against Bommai, against the Yediyurappa government. Main thing is, and BJP and the Congress will continue to drive this home. This is about the 40% corrupt government.
Yes.
So that, I think, that the party will take it up very, very strongly. It has already done that. And, corruption would not have been a big issue in many states. But then here, perhaps for the first time that I am seeing, corruption is going to be an issue, and it has already become an issue. And Congress will certainly take it to every nook and corner of the state.
It's interesting you say that, because, even though, yes, the Bommai government has earned the, dubious label of being a 40% government, one does wonder, is corruption ever an issue in an Indian election, especially in the state of Karnataka? We will have to wait to find out, but as BS Arun says, we'll have to wait and see if the BJP can buck the trend. But if there's one party that knows how to rewrite history, it is the Bharatiya Janata Party. On that note, I'd like to thank BS Arun, Bhaskar Hegde and Brajesh Pandey for joining me on the show and dissecting the crucial Karnataka elections. For us, the elections are a couple of weeks away. Voting takes place on the 10th of May. The 13th of May is when we'll know who is going to form the next government in the southern Indian state of Karnataka. Well, with that, it's a wrap. Thanks so much for watching.